What you're looking at here is one of the media beds. It's currently cycling ammonia water, basically 2 tablespoons of 10% ammonia mixture, and that's to establish the bacteria that are used to convert ammonia from fish to nitrates and then nitrites, I believe is the cycle. And the plants take the nutrients from the nitrites or nitrates, whichever one it is that they take in. So basically, down there is a 100-gallon stock tank in which fish will be placed. And then the water basically comes up tubes. The upper grow bed has a tube that comes up from a pump down there, is fed up the tube into the bottom of the grow bed, into the grow bed, and then back down another tube back into the stock tank, and the same applies for the 2 lower grow beds. Those are clay planting media. They're nice and soft, so they don't hurt the roots. You can use lava rock, but that the lava rock is a little bit more sharp and therefore might damage the roots when you shift them around a little bit. So you're supposed to basically fill your grow beds for approximately 15 minutes out of every hour, and then allow them to drain and remain drained for 45 minutes every hour. And I've noticed that while you do that, the clay balls tend to shift around a little bit depending on how full the water is compared to the height of the clay. So I would imagine that could cause damage to roots if you had especially lightweight lava rock. So I'm using clay just to be on the safe side, and it didn't cost that much more than lava rock would. And then another thing that I've got here is the larger pipe. It's a 1.5 inch pipe that comes from a larger pump. So basically I've got for my media beds, I've got this 400 gallon per hour rated pump, submersible pump from Active Aqua. So in reality, with the head height of my upper beds being about 4.5 or 5 feet, it's probably only like 100 or 200 gallons per hour. But according to the book I read on Aquaponics, as long as you're cycling all of your stock tank once per hour, you should be in good shape. So I've basically got 3 pumps. I'll eventually have 4 pumps cycling at 100 gallons per hour. And then I've got a much larger submersible pump for my NFT tubes. This pump is rated at 1,000 gallons per hour. And again, with a head height of about 4.5 to 5 feet, it's probably 800 gallons per hour or less. So I'm going to be cycling one 400 gallon per hour pump and one 1,000 gallons per hour pump, and I should accomplish probably about maybe 800 or 900 gallons per hour based on the figures that are labeled on the pump. In reality, it'll probably be less than that, but regardless, as long as I'm cycling my 100 gallons at least once per hour, I should be in good shape. So I'm way beyond that. So now I've been cycling ammonia through these clay beds, 3 clay beds that are each about 25 gallons apiece. I've been cycling ammonia through them for about a day. It'll probably take a long time, maybe a week or 2, to build up the bacteria that I need before I can put the fish in here, because those bacteria are required to deal with the fish waste, so that I don't poison my fish before I have all the bacteria that I need. So I'll be cycling just ammonia. That jug there is pure ammonia. It's ammonia and water, essentially. So I'll be cycling that for a week or 2. Now I'm finished all the plumbing. All these pipes have been glued together And for the first time, I'm going to start the pump and see what happens. So basically, if it works as planned, basically coming up this tube from the 1,000-gallon per hour pump, it goes from a 3/4 inch out the top of the pump, and I have an up converting tube that converts from 3/4 inch to 1.5 inches. So I'm basically doubling the diameter as soon as it comes out of the pump head. And then I have 1.5 inches going up to a T that has 3 inch, and it basically goes in 3 different directions. So I have coming down this tube that's closest to us here, and then across that tube to this 3 inch over here, and then around the back is another T and an angle bracket that goes back the back side. So I've basically got a 3 inch tube here, a 3 inch tube here, and then they're all connected together again on the bottom. And I have a out spout here where it goes from 3 inches down to 1.5 inches. And then for my nutrient film technique, NFT, I have some little root pots that go into each of these holes, and then inside of the root net cup I have clay balls that I'll put in here, and then those will sit in here, and then of course the roots go into the clay. So one way or another, the idea is to fill this net pot most of the way without it spilling over and leaking. Got a similar 1.5 inch pipe going uphill and then back downhill with 3 threaded points that I can adjust to change the slope, and therefore the height that the water has to go up to before it goes down the downspout and then finally back draining into my stock tank. So now I'm going to fire it up and see what happens. Probably going to overflow several points, and adjustment will be required. Firing up for the first time my 1,000-gallon per hour pump, and I'm expecting to see lots of leaks and probably lots of water flowing where it shouldn't. Looks like I got water flowing pretty quickly, and it's not backing up and spilling over anywhere yet. Okay, the weight is bearing it down a little bit, and I think it hit the slope and went down the drain already. Moving quite quickly. Okay, there, I've got an overflow. See there, it's overflowing. So I'm going to shut it off so I don't waste a whole bunch of water. Let it drain down. And I'm using a hose clamp. So it's a 5-inch hose clamp wrapped around the metal shelving that I bought at Lowe's, and basically just cranking the screw on a hose clamp raises the tubes because it pulls them up. So I'm going to adjust the height first of all of this tube because it looks like it's too steep, way too steep, and by raising the height of the 3-inch tubing, I believe it will come up higher or level with these 1.5-inch tubing for the downspout that goes to the drain. And that should adjust my height so it doesn't spill over before it gets to the downspout. This will take a while, so we'll go on time lapse.
you found your home.